Oh,
So they approved my fashion scholarship, but they were like, we're gonna send you to Durban. And then I was like, no, but I want to leave the continent. And my thought process at 16 was, what can I study to leave the continent?
Okay.
And then I had to manage the whole thing by myself, which was great. I was like, okay, great. Now I have a whole lot more work to do. Let me do this. Let me see what's happening on the booking side. Let's do this. Da, 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 da. So I was, self-managing, being an artist, which was great. I was young and had all the zeal. And I happened to be locked down with a music producer and a cinematographer.
I'm always like, damn, Mpho's carrying the whole
my goodness.
Yeah, but obviously you as the person who's doing what you're doing, you're not thinking,
I'm not thinking like that.
What is the best emotion for writing for you? Is it sadness? Is it happiness? Like, which side inspires your writing more?
I think.
And you're live on Dead Radio.
Welcome to another very special episode of Dead Radio with your boy Ini. And today we got a diamond in the building.
Oh my goodness.
Straight from the land of the diamonds. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Then we're going to get a bit into her life story and try and extract as many jewels for you guys as possible. Yeah.
Dumelang. My name is Mpho Sebina. I'm a melodist, I'm a songwriter, and an all-round creative.
Okay. How are you feeling today? How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's been a hectic weekend, and by hectic I mean we did 2 shows back to back.
Yeah, back to back, Saturday and Sunday, right?
Saturday and Sunday,
okay.
And we put together some shows, one in Maboneng and one in Soweto.
In Soweto, yeah.
Yes, so I'm just happy that they're done, really.
Okay.
So I'm like at a shoot.
Now you're cool, you're calm.
Yeah.
Okay, dope. Let's start at the beginning of your story. Okay. I know where you're from, but please tell us, where are you from?
Born and raised in Botswana. I was born in a village called Mochudi, but basically lived in Gaborone my whole life, which was the capital of Bots. And I think my love for music started, from my family. I come from a family of music lovers.
Okay.
Just thinking back
Not
to
makers, just lovers. Okay.
I do have an aunt who apparently was in a band back in the 70s. She's now like a high court supreme judge or something. Yeah, she's some judge.
She's in a band in the 70s?
Yeah, and
Crazy.
she talks about how she, back then, musicians were deemed as these crazy, she grew up in a village called Kanye. Yeah, they were the outsiders. They were really outcast, and she talks about sneaking to like these bars to play drums, and she was also a vocalist, I believe, and she talks about how my granddad would come there, and that scene in the movie where this kid is like a musician, and then the family goes and they're like, oh my God, she's actually so amazing.
It was that vibe. Damn, that's crazy.
She was a music maker. I've never seen that. I hear the stories, but we're quite close. But yeah, we grew up around, listening to music with the family. I love my family. I love being around people who love me, and I love that environment. So for me, music was that space for me. Like, it was a bonding time for me, my family, my friends. I really loved it. I was about 10 when somebody said, oh, you can sing, right? And I was like, oh, I can. No one has ever said that to me. So then at 10, I was conscious of the fact that, I can sing. I was like, I hope I can sing. Oh, okay, cool.
And you're live on Dead Radio.
Whoa. I know you would love to have this bag. This bag. Well, here's your chance to win it. Here's how to win. Step 1. Join and become a member by clicking the link in the description below. Step 2. Comment under this video. Step 3. Relax. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put all the members into a raffle, assign a number to each of those members, and then to make sure that we're not scamming you, We're going to use Google number generator to pick a winner. I know you want this bag.
And you're live on Dead Radio.
Cool.
Tell us a little bit about the young Mpho, the 10-year-old. What type of kid was Mpho when she was a child?
I was very shy, very quiet, very reserved. Yeah, a wallflower.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I only went public with my, singing very late in my life, and that's like my 20s, because most people start doing this in their teens and they're expressing that.
Yeah.
But for me, people I went to high school with were like, "What? That girl sings? No, we don't know that."
Crazy.
Yeah.
So even after you found out at 10 years old that you have
Yeah,
this
I was
voice,
conscious of it, so
but
I was
you
like,
just
okay.
suppressed it.
Yeah, so I was singing at home with my cousins. I was singing. I was like, okay, I can do this sharp way, cool. But I went to school, studied, and I grew up in a time where nobody's going off to study music. Nobody's pursuing music full time. So I went.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I studied business. I have an honors degree in international business, but still, I had the love for music, right? So I'm always recording. I'm always writing.
Okay.
I started writing in uni. I graduated. I was in advertising for some time, but still recording. So I was doing
in between.
Yes.
So juggling both of them.
Yeah, juggling both of them. And then I got to a point where I was making music that I was really proud of. That I was like, okay, I want to give my energies, all of my energies into this. Yes.
Okay.
So I had the privilege of my parents saying, okay, fine, quit your job and pursue the music thing full time.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, cool. So I can, I'll just stay with you guys for some time. So yeah, that's what happened. Really.
I want to zone in a little bit into, the end of high school, right? What's your perspective on the world? You have this gift, but obviously you're not like developing it, right?
Yeah.
So what was your plan leaving high school? I know that you went to school in Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
What was your grand plan for life? Corporate, one way.
Wow. At 16, I had no plan.
No idea. Yeah. Just like most 16-year-olds.
I had no idea what was happening. All I knew is that I wanted to leave the continent of Africa just to experience something different. Also, my sister was in Malaysia at the time, so I'm like, I want to go where my sister is.
Okay.
I have an older sister.
Okay.
So yeah, that was my thought process.
Okay.
Essentially, I wanted to study fashion. And then the Botswana government at the time was handing out all these really nice scholarships.
But not for fashion.
So they approved my fashion scholarship, but they were like, we're going to send you to Durban. And then I was like, no, but I want to leave the continent. And my thought process at 16 was, what can I study to leave the continent?
Okay.
And then they're like, here's a list of things. I looked at the list and I was like, international business sounds like pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Let me do that. I had no idea what it was. Okay. I was not good at math. I was not good at accounts, economics, none of that. I did not do that in high school. So it was the shock of my life, really, like getting to university and now I have to do additional mathematics. And accounts. What?
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on right now?
Okay. So you pick that, the government sponsors you, you touch down in Malaysia. Obviously it's a culture shock, right?
Yeah, massive one.
Where is music? Is it still on the side at this time?
So music at this time is something that I love.
Okay.
I will listen to music for hours. I love this thing. Great. Okay. But I have the knowledge that I can sing. And then, as the universe will have it, you start gravitating to people who, are kind of about the same vibe as you. And I met somebody, a friend, his name is Lex, in Malaysia, and he had a studio. So he was like, you should come to the studio. So I started recording there. I was recording covers and, just exercising that recording muscle. But also at the same time, I started writing and I kept all of those writings. Okay, not even all of those. It was like one song.
Okay.
When I graduated and I got back, I had this song and I met these producers and we started working on that material.
Okay.
Yeah, which was my very first single, Love's Light.
Loves Light, which ended up on Blood and Water.
Blood and Water, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the first official song that you put out?
Yes, that was my very first official.
What was the plan? So you put that out while you were in school, or is that
No,
after
I
school?
wrote that in university, and then
Okay.
it just stayed in my mind and in my books for years.
Okay.
Graduated, moved to Botswana, met these producers, and I was like, oh, I have this song that I wrote in uni, and then they of brought it to life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had no plan whatsoever.
So now you're back in Bots, you're working a corporate job. What gave you that faith to take the leap of faith? Like what pushed you to be like, you know what, I think I'm gonna quit my job and pursue this?
I think it was the music itself. I really believed in the
You really believed? You were just like, you know what?
I think this music can do something.
Wasn't
really
that scary
dope.
though? Like,
it was very scary, but you know, I was quite young. I was like, I don't really have any responsibilities right now. I don't have a kid. I'm not paying any rent anywhere. I was like, okay, fine, I'll survive. I'm in my mom and dad's house. Cool. I might have to stay here until I'm 30.
But I'll be good.
But I'll be good. Geshap, yeah.
And how did they take that?
You know, they were supportive in the sense of, yeah, go and do what you want to do. Not supportive in the sense that, you know, we'll pay you your salary that you've been getting.
Go figure it out.
They were like, yeah, figure it out, babes.
Okay.
Like, okay, cool, guys.
So you quit your job, and what's the next step? So now you meet that collective of people who helped you record that first song. Are you now, because now there's no plan B, because you just quit your job and now you have to do this music thing. So are you now sitting down being like, okay, I need to record music, we need to do a photo shoot, I need radio interviews? Like, how are you thinking of how you're going to penetrate the music industry? Or was there no plan?
Okay, there was a plan, right? So we have all this beautiful music, and then it's about creating content around it. And I had the privilege of working with some incredible visual artists in Botswana, a director. His name is Shike Olsen, and he heard the music, he believed in it, and was like, let's go and shoot something special with this. I have these amazing cameras. I'm like, no doubt. So it was a collaborative thing to create all this collateral around
the music,
right? So yeah, my very first music video was shot by Shike Olsen, and it's a beautiful video. And yeah, it's a really incredible music video that the television stations couldn't ignore.
Yeah, because it's so well shot.
Yes, still. But when we put that out, I was working with a manager. His name is Bradley Williams. He's a South African man, and we've been working together for some years, you know, in and out. I think he was at Sony at some point. Yeah. But in the beginning stages, we had a great plan. We had a PR team this side, and we planned a rollout for that first single.
This is so fire for a brand new artist to have all these things connected. But first you had to take the leap of faith.
Yeah, I had to take
That's
the leap
always how it works, right?
Yeah. I was like, the rest will figure itself out.
The rest will figure it out. So you put this song and video out. I'm assuming it starts playing on radio.
Yes, we sent it out to a bunch of radio stations.
How does the external validation fuel your energy or your perspective on what the decision you made to follow through with this music thing?
The external validation does play a huge role, because I create this art with the intention to impact people. Yeah, because it's for people. And when I get that positive feedback, it's like, okay, my intention is being realized. I mean, the other night at the Maboneng show, this girl came up to me and she has a Lora tattoo on her.
Crazy.
I was like, whoa, that's intense, babe.
Isn't that heavy? Like, you're affecting people's lives.
Yeah.
Okay. When does the project Lora or Lora,
Lora.
when does that start formulating in your mind?
So,
is that your first official
album? Yeah.
Album, yes.
So the first project was Now, right?
Oh, Neo was
yes,
first. Okay.
6-track EP.
Yeah.
And then I think years after that came out, I was running around with like trying to make more content around this and shooting videos and collaborating. I stopped working with Bradley, I think, after a year or two of Now coming out. So now I was on my own. So I was like, okay, interesting. But I was kind of tired of being an idol artist and just like...
Wait, what does that mean?
Okay, not... if you have somebody in control of...
Oh, okay, okay, I get you.
Planning and all of these things.
I get you. You just have to show up.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And it wasn't like a busy boom beginning at the beginning of your career. It was like a gig here and there, far and in between. So there's time where you're just kind of just
idling in between.
Yes. So then Bradley and I stopped working together then, and I had to manage the whole thing by myself, which was great. I was like, okay, great. Now I have a whole lot more work to do. Let me do this. Let me see what's happening on the booking side. Let's do this. Da, 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 da. So I was, you know, self-managing, being an artist, which was great. I was young and had all the zeal and the energy.
And the energy to do
I was
that.
like, yeah, let's do this, running these streets.
Yeah.
And then when COVID hit, it kind of forced me to slow down, right? And I realized, okay, you've been running around now managing yourself, but also now you forgot to be the artist and create music.
Because it's tough to balance both these worlds, right?
Yeah.
Left brain and right brain.
Yeah. So it really forced me to sit down. And the day before everything shut down, I went out and I got a small little setup, like a mic, a sound card, and whatever, like 5,000 rand in total. And I was like, okay, cool, I can record like this, great. And I happened to be locked down with a music producer and a cinematographer.
And you're live on Dead Radio. And you're live on Dead Radio.
The universe is, it seems like it's always conspiring.
Like, that's crazy. Because I didn't know how to record myself then. So he was like, why don't you get sound equipment? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, I'll show you how to do it. We can do that. Great. Got that. And then, you know, started talking to my producer friends, Botswana here. They were sending me music.
Okay.
And then I would just record. And I just sat for months and we were just recording all of this. By the end of it, there were 10 tracks.
Which became the album.
During that time, I think the major league DJs had tweeted, oh, we love your work, whatever. So I'm like, okay, what are you working on? Send me music. They send me Dinaledi, and that's how that happened.
Oh.
And
damn.
Yeah, then we shot some music videos on our iPhones. We shot a music video for Pula and Melody. Yeah, and that's how Lora became Lora.
Damn, I was listening to Dinaledi, I think a week ago, and I was like, there is something so special about your pen, right? I want to lean into and ask you about, when did it become a conscious thing for you, I'm going to write my songs ka Setswana?
Okay.
Like, when did that light bulb in your head like hit?
Okay. I believe I'm a Pan-Africanist at heart.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm like, I'm going to write in my mother tongue. Yes, Kibua Setswana, but most of the time we speak a whole lot of English. And I express myself mainly in English. But I really love Setswana. It's a beautiful language. It's who I am, Botswana. So it just makes sense for me to write in
your
my
mother's
tongue.
Yeah.
And I make it a point to try and push myself and better the skill, which I'm having so much fun with.
Yeah.
Expressing
I can
myself.
hear it in the music. It
Yeah,
sounds so fun.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And just learning more about the language. Because also I kind of do feel a bit of a responsibility of preserving the culture and preserving the language and through music. And yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you something, right? Do you feel pressure, right? Pressure in terms of being the face of musicians from Botswana? Is that something that you think about? Because I, as a fan, I'm always like, damn, Mpho's carrying the whole country.
Goodness!
Yeah, but obviously you as the person who's doing what you're doing, you're not thinking,
I'm not thinking like that.
But like us as fans, we're like, yo, Mpho's carrying a whole country. Because even in South Africa, when you mention like Botswana, they're like, oh, Mpho Sebina, right? Like, you're the reference.
I'll take that. No, I don't.
You've never thought about that?
No, I don't feel the pressure. We have some great musicians coming out of Botswana and, you know, that are doing great things, like great numbers, you know, even bigger than me here.
Yeah.
That people I'm not too sure are aware are Botswana.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel the pressure at all.
Okay.
Nope.
When the song with Major League comes out, after you recorded it, did you know it was going to be a hit? Did you know it was going to put you...
Nope.
You were just like, let me record this.
Yeah. I've never written like... I had never written like an intentionally like love song.
Okay.
And that's how it started, Dinaledi for me. I thought I was writing a cheesy love song.
Are you serious? Crazy. That became such a huge song.
I know. Yeah, no, I was.
Did it make you uncomfortable how big that song was?
No, not at all. I was like, wow.
Okay.
I was like, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I love that for me.
Because obviously this is me looking from the outside, right? And I have a lot of friends who are like musicians or whatever. And what I've come to realize is that not everyone wants the same type of success, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's a scale, right? And some people want to be number one on radio, what. Some people just want to make or to have a following and to make music for people who love what they do, right? Now, I feel like you're a bit of both, right?
Okay.
So I thought that maybe that mainstream success with Major League might have made you uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought, because it's like super mainstream. It's like, but was that I guess that wasn't the case, right?
No, it didn't make me uncomfortable at all. I was excited to connect with a totally different audience.
Audience completely,
yeah,
right?
Because I love Amapiano. I love dance music.
Shout out to the Yanos.
Hey, shout out to the Yanos. I love Amapiano. But I think for a long time I restricted myself to this super soulful corner. And 2020 for me was like, yo, babes, the world is ending.
Guys, can we all still haven't recovered from the fact that we almost died?
Yeah.
All of
us.
Collectively.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like the world is ending. You
Why
love
not?
this stuff. What the heck?
Okay.
What's like, just do different things, try different things.
A lot of artists, right, would have, just like you, tried something new and then it becomes successful. A lot of artists would have super leaned into it.
Yeah.
Like became a piano artist. Why didn't you? I love that you didn't, but like,
why didn't I?
Because that's the logical thing to do.
Yeah. I didn't want to get stuck in a piano world. I love piano. I love it, but I also love soul. You know, and I'll still make more piano, but at my own time. But I'm not
You're not a piano artist.
I don't want to be, yes, I'm not a, yes, I'm not, I don't want to be pigeonholed as a piano artist. I'm not a piano artist.
Damn.
I'm an artist, so I will make whatever I want when I want to.
What is the best emotion for writing for you? Is it sadness? Is it happiness? Like, which side inspires your writing more?
I think it's a perfect balance of the two, like the pain and the
joy.
peace. Yeah, the pain and the joy, right? Yeah. So I will always write towards the pain because it does exist, but I don't like to dwell too much on it. So even if I do sing quite a bit about pain, but I will always highlight the joy.
There's always a silver lining in your music, which is
always.
really dope. Okay. Naked Soul, when does that come about? How does that even start?
So Naked Soul, I've now quit my job and now I'm an artist full time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, cool, not every day, you're not in studio every day.
I love that.
And I'm just sitting at home like, okay.
What now?
What can I do? And I was like, okay, I'm working on all of this music. It's not out yet, but I want to share it with people. And I love music, right? And I like enjoying it very intimately. I love enjoying it like that. I like to get to know my artists like that. I want us to sit in a room and like listen. Okay. And we didn't have those type of platforms in Botswana. I was like, where can I do this? I'm like, okay, nobody's doing it. I have to do it.
You have to create it.
I have to create that space. So then Naked Soul was born. I'd host it every month. I was there every month. We found a nice little space in the center of Gaborone, and I would do it. But then I started inviting other artists and to showcase. And it wasn't the mainstream Motswana artists. Yeah. They were getting all the bookings, but there were all these other
underground,
all these other artists that needed platforms. So we started incorporating that into Naked Soul. But then it was like, okay, but these mainstream artists, we never get to enjoy them like
in an intimate space.
So let's do that as well.
Brilliant.
So and then now, it stopped being an every month thing to it's still shaping and shifting to whatever it is that we need it to be. We started doing a picnic 2 years ago, which is huge, like 1,500 people. Yeah.
Wait, so you went from an intimate, how many people would come to like the
intimate one?
The intimate
maybe maximum 120.
So you guys went from 120 people to 1,500.
Yeah. So now Naked Soul will do a Naked Soul sunset. We'll do a Naked Soul brunch. We'll do a Naked Soul Soweto. It can become whatever you want it to be. So then we did a Naked Soul picnic, which is, outdoors, and we invite a bunch of artists. We had Misaki from here, but also like Vizo and Tato Jessica. So, yeah.
And that was born out of necessity. Like, because you needed a vehicle to move your music.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish a lot of like up and coming artists would take that approach, because everyone wants to be on the mainstream stage. Yeah. And not everyone's gonna make it there. True. Like, also not everyone's music is made for that.
True.
Damn.
Yeah, I think we really need to start looking at artistry as also an entrepreneurial type of we need to think about the entrepreneurship of it, because we can't always wait for the bookings, and we can only go so far with waiting for bookings. We have to create the spaces for ourselves, really.
Okay. How do you link up with Gallo to remake a Brenda Fassie song? Like, how does that happen? Like,
so before I started putting out my own music, I did these mashup covers.
Okay, yeah.
I did this Lebuma Tosa Boom Shaka cover over an Erica Badu beat, and then I also did a Brenda Fassie over like Enya Fuji's kind of thing. And those were, before I put out my music, I was on SoundCloud putting these things out, which did very well on like the underground scene in Joburg. Also because they're South African songs. So
oh, I get you.
yes,
that's how
that was
people
the thing.
connect
Have you
it.
heard the SoundClouds?
No, I haven't.
I will share it.
Is the SoundCloud still up right now?
Yeah, it is.
You guys, everyone go on SoundCloud /Mpho Sebina?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
dope.
So yeah, I did that like 2015. Cool. Sharp.
Okay.
I worked with Bradley 2016, put out Lora, cool, we stopped working together, but we're always in contact, we're always chatting and touching base. He then is working with Black Coffee and they're working on this thing. It was like a remix project where they took songs from their 50-year roster and they were making remakes of them. So Bradley approached me and he's like, we have this project and we'd like you to do one of these covers, and then they sent me a long list of songs to pick from. And then he's like, oh, well, you did a Brenda Fassie cover, why don't you bring that? Yeah, because my SoundCloud days, it was just me, putting it out on myself. I mean, by myself, but Gallo is actually redoing this, and I've done the song before, and they wanted me to do it again, and that's how it happened. Yeah, like a whole 8 years later.
Because as a fan, I was like, you can't just remake Brenda's music.
Yeah, that was a bit of a trip.
Yeah,
the creative process for that one. Because in the beginning, it's like, oh yeah, I've done this before. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, cool. But then it's like, whoa, okay. But now we're actually putting it out as an official song. So days before that came out, I was like,
weren't you nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's such big shoes to step into.
Yeah. But then the spirit of if I die, I die. It's like, nobody's going to die. They'll just say the song sucks and...
Damn. I feel like as an independent artist, right, you've been able to move so well. Because a lot of people who are signed to majors don't even have your movement. You get what I mean? What do you think, number one, why haven't you signed to a major? Because I'm sure you've probably had conversations with people in those rooms. And just talk to us about being an independent artist and how much that everything is on you. It's literally on you.
It is. I enjoy it. I do enjoy the freedom of it. I'm not against the label partnerships, but for me, I'll wait until I see some black and white that makes sense to me.
And what would make sense? Would it be monetary? Would it be...
It would be what services are you delivering? It would be monetary. It would be a creative freedom. And I think that's what's most important
convince
for me.
You.
Yeah.
Okay. Being an independent, what are some of the things that kids out there who are watching this aren't aware of? What are some things that you even yourself didn't know that, damn, okay, I have to learn how to do this, I have to learn how to do this.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work, and it's an expensive thing.
I'm sure it is.
It is expensive.
I'm sure it's pricey.
So going back to the whole entrepreneurship thing, in entrepreneurship, they say you should always diversify your income streams. Diversify. So for me, I think it's important to just diversify as much as you can, because at the beginning stages, there is the potential to put so much pressure on this one thing to be the thing that's going to feed you and the thing that you love and the thing, and it could take a toll on an artist. So for me, I really encourage people to try and get money somewhere else so you can relieve yourself of this pressure from the music, because it's such a delicate thing and we want your best energies going into it, right? So that's one thing.
I leave the pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. Management, how have you been able to self-manage yourself? Are you still self-managing yourself? Do you have someone helping you?
So now I'm working with my cousins. Hi Jade, hi Bill.
Hey. Shout out to them.
And kind of just been taking things as they come.
Okay.
I create the music, I put it out, try and market it as best as I can, but I just try to make the music just speak for itself at the end of the day. And then we just wait for people to come to us.
Okay.
Where it doesn't work, we reach out as much as we can. So they basically help me manage my bookings and, you know, just the day-to-day things. But in terms of strategy, you know, it's something that I do and I try and figure out. Am I an expert in that field? No, but I'm here.
Yeah.
So it's something that I think you can figure out, you know, while you're still waiting for those strategic partnerships. But I think those strategic partnerships are quite key, you know.
Yeah.
But the beauty of independence, I think, is just you can move at your own time, at your own space.
Own pace,
yeah,
right?
and collaborate with different labels here and there, which has been great for me. I've, you know, collaborated with people in different stables and different labels, and it's given me the opportunity to leverage off of their
brand or whatever. I've heard you speak a lot about collaboration. Where did you learn that from? Were you forced to learn it because you were independent and you were like,
maybe
I can't actually stand here by myself and do this thing? It's got to be collaborative at some point, you know, especially as artists. I think we have a lot of access to great things. True.
We
just
really
through the
do.
art. Music, I always say this, I feel like is one of the greatest vehicles that someone could have, because it opens so many doors.
Fashion,
film, literally.
Exactly. So it's about, I think, just kind of creating that mentality of we have got to collaborate
and work together.
We have to.
Okay. So now Mpho is an independent artist. She's moving. She has a team around her. What does the future look like for Mpho? Just even in a 2024 lens. Can we get a new album soon?
Hypo, just like that.
Hey, guys, please.
Just like that.
Hit her up in the DMs and be like, yo, Mpho, we need the album.
I was on the dance floor the other night and somebody's like, excuse me, ma'am.
Sorry, ma. Sorry.
They're like, where's the album? Yes, I am putting out an EP this year. I'm putting out a single really soon. I just shot something for it. I just need to send it over to mixing and then just give you a date, and which I'm not going to do now. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want.
Yeah, don't put yourself under pressure.
I'm not doing that.
Because the fans will be there. They'll be like, dog, you said.
Yeah. But speaking back on collaborations, the EP that I'm working on is an intercontinental collaborative piece, right? And it's women on the continent, right? So I'm working with, it's going to be 5 tracks, North, South, East, West, Central. So I'm working with Karun in the East. The song is titled Maji, and we've recorded it already. That's done. And then my West feature is an artist by the name of Lady Don Lee, and we're working on a song titled Fire. And then in the center, I'm working with a lady, her name is Mopao Mumu, but she's based in Canada. She's from DRC, and we're writing a love song. And my South feature, I'm hoping Tito Se, I sent her some music. She's a lady from
also
Botswana.
from Botswana.
Yeah, she's a Botswana lady. And then I haven't identified the North, but that's my
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's the...
Whoa.
That's the
okay,
baby.
you guys heard it first.
Yeah.
On Dead Radio. Damn. Okay, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Obviously, more Naked Soul events. Are you planning on taking it further than Southern Africa?
Yeah, so the beginning of last year we did a Naked Soul DC in Washington.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. I was on holiday, but I was like, hey, but we can just...
I might as well. Yeah.
Naked Soul.
How was that?
It was good. There's tons of Botswana there, which I
that's
learned.
it. Okay, I actually didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I was like, oh, there's many of you. They all came out. It was really beautiful.
Fire.
We had some professor from some university in DC who's a fan of the music. He showed up. I was like, okay, cool.
Dope.
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, we want to do more Naked Souls globally. I would love to do more Naked Souls on the continent, more especially.
Okay. Okay. And the last thing, what advice do you have for a dreamer out there, a young girl, a young boy who, you know, maybe went to school just like you, was like, I'm going to go the traditional corporate way, but I have this talent and I just don't know where to start. Like, what's your word to the dreamers out there?
I'd say stay dreaming. Just stay dreaming, stay creating, and to take care of yourself, because as the artist you are the vessel and you have got to take care of yourself. Find the joy however you can, safely, however you can, to take care of yourself, your mental health, your health, diversify.
Diversify, guys.
You'll
please.
sell potatoes on the weekend.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, big bread, do something to invest in the creativity, because we do need to invest in the art, some PR, marketing. We do need, it does need some investment. Yeah.
Okay.
And collaborate with your friends, work together.
Please, guys, would definitely love to thank you for joining us today. It was a great conversation.
Thank you.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back again with another special episode of Dead Radio from your boy Ini.
And you're live on Dead Radio.